Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture. And coming up today, we're going to talk all about the legal situation between Matt Riddle and his speaking out accuser, Samantha Tavel. There's been a new lawsuit filed in that. We're going to tell you all you need to know about it. And on top of that, we've got some news on the WWE draft. I'm going to tell you about the colossal list of names omitted from the draft pool.
Plus, the WWE draft rules have been revealed and some major updates about Samoa Joe potentially returning to the ring. This is the news.
Right, let's kick things off with this lawsuit filed by Samantha Tavel, who you may know as Candy Cartwright. That's her performing name, her ring name, if you will. She has filed this lawsuit against Matt Riddle, WWE, Evolve, and Gabe Sapolsky, who is the Evolve promoter, seeking $10 million from each defendant, as announced in a press conference in Chicago, Illinois, on Thursday, yesterday, of course. Tavel has accused Riddle of a multitude of sexual assaults. That's the exact terminology that was used here. Committed between 2017 and January 2020. Riddle has previously admitted to an extramarital affair with Tavel, but has denied all other accusations. There's all kinds of incidents outlined here. A number of them were brought up as part of the Speaking Out movement, of course, in June. There's one in 2017 where Riddle allegedly sexually assaulted Tavel after an Evolve show in Brooklyn, New York, and then bragged about it to Sapolsky allegedly and other Evolve personnel as well. The promotion's former head, Sapolsky, of Evolve, has been accused of tacit approval of this conduct, hence why he and Evolve are involved in the lawsuit. May 2018, there was the incident where Riddle was accused of forcing oral sex upon Tavel, who had previously refused. There was also something in January 2020 where she refused further sexual acts with Riddle, and this allegedly led to him cancelling bookings that she had with WWE and Evolve due to issues with talent. This is all included in the lawsuit. Tavel's attorney is John Czwarzinski, my apologies, he's representing her, and said that copies of the lawsuit will be sent to the Illinois State Attorney's Office and the local police department in the area that the incident took place. Got a quote from him here. This was sourced from Fightful, who reached out to the lawyer. Big John said, "The lawsuit was filed against each defendant seeking $10 million each. There's an issue with each defendant and it needs to be addressed within professional wrestling. WWE has profited from toxic misogyny since its inception." Fightful also contacted Sapolsky about the matter, who responded, "News to me." WWE indeed have told the Wrestling Observer and Fightful that they have, at the time of being contacted, not been served with a lawsuit by Ms. Tavel. However, if served, we will vigorously defend ourselves and contest it. So there's a whole lot going on here. There's a lot more than we can possibly hope to cover in a video such as this. Got an article up about it on the website linking to the Fightful report, which is very in-depth and tremendous. The Observer report as well. There's a lot of details. A lot of stuff coming out. The one thing that's clear is that this case is not even close to going away.
No, exactly, and obviously we're not going to speculate or kind of respond to any of this right now. We're just going to present the facts and let you make your own mind up about it all. So let's move on and talk about the WWE draft. Of course, it starts on SmackDown tonight, continues, or concludes, I should say, on Monday Night Raw, and the rules of the WWE draft have been revealed. No word on the Fox robot being involved yet, but there's an article up about it at Fox Sports, and the regulations are as follows. Over 60 male, female, and tag teams, male and female superstars, and tag teams placed into the 2020 WWE draft. 20 superstars eligible to be drafted on Friday night, 30 superstars eligible to be drafted on Monday night. Due to the length of each show, because of course Monday Night Raw is 3 sodding hours, for every 2 picks that SmackDown selects, Raw will get 3 picks. Tag teams will count as 1 unless Fox or USA Network, in conjunction with WWE officials, wants to pick one superstar from the team. That's going to be Peyton Royce, isn't it? Just to ruin my day. And any undrafted superstars will immediately be declared free agents and able to sign with the brand of their choosing. By the looks of things, NXT wrestlers not included. Other notable exclusions, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Becky Lynch. The whole list, because they've divided them into 2 lists of names. The list that's going to be up for grabs tonight, and then on Monday they're up at whatculture.com. But this sort of rolls into your story, Andy, about, well, I said 60 And there's quite a lot more people on the WWE roster than 60.
Yeah, so the list of notable omissions, is close to 150 names. It's kind of huge. They've been compiled by The Ring Report's Anthony Mango very handily. And, like you said, every single, pardon me, bit of gas in the morning. Weird. Every single NXT wrestler is off the draft. There's nobody in the pool there. So, that kind of ends the speculation, I think, about NXT being involved. Even Triple H earlier this week was like, I don't know, I have no idea. So I guess they're off the table. No Adam Cole, no anyone else. Name a guy, name a girl, they're not going to be there. Also, the likes of Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. None of these people are on TV at the moment, of course. It's mainly comprised of NXT Performance Center wrestlers and also people who aren't active, injuries and so forth. People like Ronda Rousey who haven't been in WWE for over a year. These people will go through as free agents, presumably, and that means they can probably just go wherever the hell they want when they come back. Although, let's be honest, it's a WWE draft. In about 3 weeks, everyone will be going wherever the hell they want anyway. But, it's a massive list. Injured wrestlers like Ivar, he's not on it. Samoa Joe's not on it. He's the Raw commentator at the moment. Forgotten Sons, who were supposedly coming back to TV per reports recently, they're not on there, although they could conceivably show up wherever. It's a big old list. I think it's quite curious that Charlotte Flair is included on the draft list and not on the exclusion list, given that she hasn't been on TV for a while, and we've heard reports that she might not be back until either Royal Rumble season or, according to some reports, even WrestleMania. So I wouldn't read too much into this. It's mostly the draft pool that we've got on the website, and we've shown you through these lovely images that Fox have put together. It mainly comprises the people who are active on TV and Chaz Flair. But yeah, I mean, look, I like the draft show. I know it usually goes to crap quite soon after and all this stuff, but it's always an exciting broadcast for me personally, as a fan, as a viewer, and I'm going to stay up till 3 a.m. watching this nonsense tonight, so feel my pain if it goes wrong.
I'll be right there with you, brother. Not in your house, of course, although...
No. Illegal.
I'll be peeking through the window. No, yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight's SmackDown. I have to say, I think it looks a great show, not just with the start of the draft. You've got 3 sensational matches to look forward to, including a women's championship match, of course, and Otis going to court, which will always be fun. But I suppose we were saying this before. At least this time they've not already given us the order of people they're going to get drawn. They just remembered to do it in alphabetical order this time. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Good. It's certainly on the red side of things. It's a needed shake-up. You need a bit of intrigue on that show. I hope it's not too costly for something like SmackDown. And if you want to know our thoughts on it, myself and Hamlet went through on who needs to move in the WWE draft. That's available as a podcast right now. WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from. But yes, we'll all be reacting to it, no doubt, tonight on Twitter. Let's move on and talk a little bit about Samoa Joe, who we mentioned there. He was recently interviewed by former TNA wrestler Taylor Wilde on her Wild On podcast. Genuinely one of the best wrestling podcasts out there that isn't ours. And he was talking about, returning to the ring. He said, right now I'm enjoying commentary on Raw. He called the experience a, quote, fun challenge. But he said he is not done in the ring by any means. He said, I think right now I'm exploring things. I'm doing voice acting, which is fun and very cool. It's an enjoyable thing. I have a project coming up with Warner Brothers. I'm very fortunate and very happy that I'm doing the things I'm doing right now. I think Joe is the perfect guy to just keep on the commentary desk for now, and as and when you want to pull the trigger on him returning, he would immediately generate an impact.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone wants to see Samoa Joe wrestling again at some point, right? Like, I think that's, wrestling fans rarely universally agree on anything, but I don't know a single person who doesn't really enjoy Samoa Joe and wants to see Samoa Joe doing Samoa Joe things in his Samoa Joe way, but of course, the opposite side of this is that Samoa Joe's a bloody good commentator as well. He's really good at it, and really great, and he could probably do that like long after he retires if he wants to. So he's had a terrible year. He's had a crap year. He's had several injuries. He had the wellness policy suspension. He hasn't worked a match since February. The poor dude. Misfortune after misfortune after misfortune.
Didn't he get injured shooting a WWE commercial?
He got concussed doing a table spot on a commercial shoot. Yeah, so it really sucks for the dude, but hey, as long as he's happy, man, like voiceover work, that sounds sick. Joe's a really great talker, a really expressive guy, so I would be sad if he didn't return to the ring, before long. But at the end of the day, if the dude's happy, cool.
Exactly, that's the most important thing. Having said that, when crowds come back, imagine him just going, you know what, taking the tie off, bollocks, it's time for the Ultimo Joe to come out, and then maybe actually put the world title on him, because he's mint. So, just a thought. Anyway, let's move on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE, of course, if you want to get in touch with us. First question comes from Neil. It's about the WWE draft. Neil says, wouldn't a WWE draft be much better as a pay-per-view and have selected titles on the line so that who wins gains the title and goes to that brand, whereas the loser goes to the opposing brand?
I think that's quite a good idea, and it's something I've never really considered. It also surprises me when you think about it. The WWE haven't considered it because... If you throw that bad boy on a random Thursday night or whatever on whatever network and you get 2 or 3 million viewers or whatever, that's extra viewership, baby. That's extra money in the coffers, extra ad space, all that stuff. So why the hell not? I'm totally into it. I do like these current episodes with the robot and all the rubbish. I love all that rubbish, honestly.
Yes, we got Natalia.
Yeah, come on, here we go. But I think it's a really good idea, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued to see how it all goes tonight. And I'm talking about this with Hamflet, who's been fantasy booking Sasha and Bayley for about a year now. And I do like the idea of, as screw it would be tonight, if that SmackDown Women's Championship match goes to some sort of non-finish, and then they have the Hell in a Cell match. The winner is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Or even Sasha could win it tonight and then... Yeah, whatever. Anyway, they're going to Hell in a Cell. The winner of that match is the SmackDown Women's Champion, SmackDown's Women's Champion, and the loser has to go to Monday Night Raw. Sasha loses, then she has to win the Rumble. It's a great story. It leads us all the way to WrestleMania, and it's like a full year of great WWE storytelling with those two, in my opinion. But yeah, they'll balls it up. Anyway, second question tonight. Today, even comes from Mark Solid, who says, "Morning, legends. Thoughts on bringing the women's tag team titles to NXT? With how stacked the division is, they could really elevate them and use them more."
Yeah, it surprises me that they haven't thrown it in NXT more often because that was a thing at the start of these belts, wasn't it? It was like, we're going to go everywhere, and we've only seen it a handful of times, a couple of times. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of great women in NXT, tremendous wrestlers, fantastic. That talent pool is so stacked that they let someone as phenomenal as Deonna Purrazzo go, and look how well she's doing elsewhere. And you've got ready-made pairings like Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart have teamed before. You've got Kai and Gonzalez, of course. There's lots of different options, lots of combinations you could pair together down there. I think it's a good idea. I would love to see it a little bit more on that brand for sure. Shayna Baszler going back down to NXT and kicking some ass. I'm all for that.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think we were talking about this the other day on the NXT review. I love the team of Caden Carter and Kacy Catanzaro. I think they work really well together, and it's the perfect sort of place for those two to be at. And as much as I love them, I would love to see Shayna Baszler make Kacy Catanzaro into a sort of pretzel. So yeah, let's see that. Let's just have one night where they go to... It'll probably be over Survivor Series. It's probably going to happen because don't forget it's brand warfare because it's November soon.
T-shirt season, baby.
We should always wear red and blue T-shirts on the news. Or black and gold. Don't forget NXT like WWE does all the time. Final question today comes from Angela Dawn. Angela knowing what she's doing, just like Mark Solid. You send a photo of your dog with the question, I'll probably pick it.
It's a good chance.
Angela says, other than hashtag Retribution, which storyline or feud has been the worst in 2020 so far? Murphy Jefferson Brown, can't wait to hear from you. Look at him. Look at Murphy there. AEW World Champion as well. Congratulations. But yeah, worst storyline or feud for you, Andy Murray, that's not involved T-Bar and Slapjack and a lot.
Where do you start? There's just been a glut of absolute rubbish this year. Eric Rowan and the Spider is right up there for me. When Drew McIntyre squashed that thing, I popped huge. There's lots. Braun versus Bray I found unbearable personally. You guys are going to hate this, but I think the Alexa Bliss storyline on SmackDown is some of the worst material WWE have produced in years.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine, that. When someone says The Fiend, it's like...
It's very bloody guilty. There's a lot... I'm not into best friends and FTR and AEW at the moment with the weenies and the hot dog thing. There's been lots of stuff that I haven't really enjoyed. Wrestling's all subjective, so please don't get too mad about me disrespecting the Bray and Alexa angle if you enjoy it. I enjoy a lot of things that you probably think are crap, so it's fine.
The Fiend is Alexa's May 19th, isn't it, basically?
No,
we're just double checking. Was the dog food bollocks this year?
Oh, God, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, all of that. That went on forever.
Rusev, Lana, and Lashley,
Yes,
that
yes.
bled into... gee whiz.
We are going to have a lot to talk about for our year-end
the
list, aren't we?
Mysterio... I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, but the Mysterio family stuff on Raw at the
The
moment...
eye! Someone lost an eye!
Yeah, he's
I genuinely think we're going to have to do a bumper like top 20 rather than top 10 at the end of this year, because... I mean, it's simultaneously like, how is it mid-October now? But also, what happened in like January? I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember.
People are going to write books about this year, man. Like,
jeez, what was it? What was it? John Oliver called it time soup. I think that's a great explanation of it all. Right, let's move on to today's and finally, and shout out to Jamie on Twitter at BattyBatArt, who says, everybody in my house watches Simon Miller's Ups and Downs, and there's a great video of Jamie watching Ups and Downs with the cat right next to her. And I just want to use this as a little thing, especially because it's Friday. Send us your clips, either photos or preferably videos of your animals watching our thing and maybe reacting to it. Maybe the dog goes mental every time that Simon slaps his head and shouts why, or whatever, I don't know. Or the budgie now starts saying, well, no, budgies can't talk, can they? The parrot goes, this is the news. Anything like that, more of that sort of thing, please let us know on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. Let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself and the Daddy Boys, of course, previewing this amazing episode of SmackDown tonight a little bit later on. As I said, contact us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Follow both of us. You can follow Andy Murray at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for happy birthday to the late, great Eddie Guerrero.
Viva la raza. Follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE, as I said. But for now, have a great weekend. Enjoy SmackDown tonight. My thanks, Andy Murray. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.